that that it wasn't working. It was my faith. But tonight, I want to start off with in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, and I always think about Adam. I always say Adam had this whole garden to himself. He had this whole garden, and it was two a tree in the midst of the garden in the center that God said, "Do not eat, do not." It was the first command that God had gave. He told Adam, "Do not eat, do not touch." But I was reading today, but it was another tree in the garden, in the midst of the garden. Two trees. One was the tree of life. And I said, why would God put one tree that he tell Adam not to touch, not to eat? And the other tree was the tree of life. And I was just thinking, I said, my gosh, he gave he sent his son. He's the tree of life. We are the branches. And I thought about that, and it really stuck to me. But let me get back to Adam. He had he had the whole garden to himself, and he was, I guess he was lonesome, and God seen him, and he decided to make him a woman. So this God performed the first operation. He put him to sleep, and he took a rib. And today, when you think about it, that's what the doctors do today. They put you to sleep and they operate on you, and when they through, they sew it up. That's exactly what God did. So they copping off of God. He was the first person to perform an operation, but God took the rib out of Adam and he made a living being, which was Eve. But he called her woman. He hadn't named Eve yet. He called her woman, and he said, because it was a rib from me, and I'm named her Eve. So he told Adam, don't eat from that tree. He didn't tell Eve, but Adam told Eve. But the the serpent was more cunning than any other animal in the garden. And I just I said, Lord, did the serpent talk? Was he talking at that time? Because he had to. Was he told Eve, well, did God really say for you not to eat from that tree? Did he really say that? And he he had her thinking. He had her really, well, I don't know. When somebody do you like that and get you to thinking, you get off track. You forget about what God said. Do not eat. Do not touch. That's what He said. And Adam and Eve, she eat from the tree, and she also gave some to her husband, and he ate. So I'm saying, women, please be careful what you ask your husband to do. Make sure it's godly, because when it comes to women, we are a little weak. We are a little weak. So make sure make sure it's godly. Uh, I just can imagine when God brought Eve to Adam. I know he just looked, you know, because he was used to looking at the animals, and look, when he saw Eve, it just, it was just a shock. She was so beautiful. So that's why I say, be careful what you ask your husband to do. Make sure it's godly. Make sure it's godly, because we are a little weak when it comes to the female. And what? Sorry, but okay. Let me get back to Adam. I said, well, why would God put two two trees in the midst of the garden. Why would he do that? You know, I said, he never told Adam not to eat from the tree of life. He never told him that. He told him not to eat from the tree of good and evil. So I guess if Adam would have eaten from the tree of life, it would have been okay. But after Adam disobeyed God, when he told him, do not eat from that tree, God had to do something because he said, if I leave Adam here, he's going to eat from the tree of life and he's going to live forever. So he had to take him out. He took him out, and what happened? Adam and Eve conceived, and she had two sons. And you know what happened? Jealousy came in. One took an offering to God, and God, he liked that offering. And the other one took an offering from his garden or his farming. And that's the question I need somebody to tell me. Was it because God had cursed the ground that he didn't accept one offering over the other? Tell me.
In the Bible, it says that in the process of time, he gave God his crop. So it's like
Mhm.
his late crop, so far crops. And what Abel gave was the firstborn of lambs and all that stuff. So he like top notch animals to God. And then Cain gave like low par, grade, low grade
Yeah.
crops.
Yeah. So that's why he said, if you do well, if if you do well, people will like you because he didn't do well. He took God something subpar, and God will not accept that. So the story goes on down until he banished them out, and I always was confused about when he told one of the brothers, I'm gonna after he said, where is your brother? Where is your brother? And he said, am I my brother's keeper? Well, yeah, you are. You know, but God already knew what had happened. He already knew what had happened, and he put a mark on him, and he said, well, this is too harsh. Everybody see me gonna want to kill me. Gonna, sorry, gonna want to kill me. But that wasn't what the mark was for. God said, if somebody kill you, it's going to be, I think it was 7 times worse for them, because this mark is not for them to kill you. I want you to live. I want people to see what you done to your brother. And I'm going to go to Moses. I'm going to go to Moses. I was just thinking, Moses, his mom. Well, in the first place, Pharaoh's was trying to kill all the male kids that that was born in Goshen. He was trying to kill them all, because he said they are multiplying so fast until if war should break out and they, go and join somebody else, it'll be bad for the Egyptian. So he wanted to kill all male, the Jewish peoples, the Hebrews, and he sent his chariots over in Goshen to do that. And I think he did do that to some of them. Because if you remember when Moses was at the Red Sea and they seen the chariots coming, they was scared. It was the Egyptian had something like 600 chariots. And I can imagine they standing at the Red Sea and like, where are we gonna go? Here come the Egyptian. They remembered because they seen the chariots coming to kill the kids, and they remembered. And I can imagine they were so scared. They were just trembling. What are we gonna do, Moses? Why did you bring us out here to die? And Moses said, stand still. see the salvation of the Lord. Yes. And you know what happened? You know what happened? The sea parted. Oh, the sea parted, and they went in the midst of the sea. Water, both sides. I can imagine water up this high on both sides. They went in the midst of the water, and they crossed over, and the Egyptian came in after. I know you know the story, but I'm just going over it again. I enjoy it so much. And they came in after him, and the Hebrews said, they are coming after us. And Moses said, you see them today, and you shall see them no more. And the water came back. The water came back. Oh my God. God is true. God is true. But after that, I skipped some part. I was just thinking about how we complain to God. They came out of Egypt, 3 days journey. They was complaining. 3 days after all the wonders God had done in Egypt. How can you forget in 3 days? Just 3 days. We don't have any water. You brought us out here to kill us in the desert. Just 3 days. They forgot all of how God just brought them out. How God brought them out. And I was thinking they didn't have the Israelites had no army at that time. God used His army, which was the insects and the wonders that He did. He brought them out, but they complain and complain and complain. And I said that reminds me of us. We complain. God has did so much for us. He has did so much for us. He has brought us out of so many things, so many things. And even now, He sent His Son. He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to die for us, to die for us. And we act like it's nothing. It's just nothing. We celebrate that God died on the cross, and it's just like it's nothing. It's nothing. But you have to think about, would you send your son to die? Would you send your son to die for some people that you don't even know? I don't think so. I don't think so. He hung on that cross and He died. But He came back. He came back for us. He came back. And I was thinking, people say, right now, people say, when the flood came, they said, God said, it's going to be just like it was in the day of Noah. In the day of Noah. And now people say, well, it's nothing happening. Well, that's just what the people were saying in the day of Noah. And they said, here's a man out here building a big ship, and it has never rained here. But see, that's just like it is now. Like it is now. God is saying, get your life together. Get your life together, because I am coming back. I'm coming back. I'm gonna be like a thief in the night. I'm coming back. But it's just like we got plenty time. Got plenty time. But I guess the older I get, the more I know that we don't have that much time. We don't have that much time. But God said to Noah, He said, I'm gonna send this big rainbow and let you know that I'll never, kill everybody off this earth. He killed man, woman, beast, and everything. And only the ones that was in the ark were saved. Only the ones in the ark were saved. Which for man, it was just Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wife, and their wives. Now that's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. But that's why He sent His Son. He know we are hard headed. We are hard headed. And now we got forgiveness. We can ask God to forgive us. That's why He said, be quick to ask for forgiveness. be quick, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. You're here today and you're gone tomorrow. You never know. And I was just thinking, I said, when people die, we the living, we don't want them to go. We don't want them to go, but God cannot lie. He already said to Adam, to dust you shall return. And no matter how old that person is, we hate to see them go. But could this world sustain every person that we want to see living? It just couldn't do it. It couldn't do it. And I guess that's why God said, to dust you shall return. But you know what? It's not forever. We coming back. We're gonna come back. When a person die now, first thing I say, I wonder, was he a Christian? Because you're gonna see him again. If they were Christians, they lived the life of God, you'll see him again. You will see him again. I think about Adolf Hitler, and everybody say, "Oh, he died." He's got to stand before God. He's got to stand before God. What he did, he didn't get away with it. you know. And when it comes to the Jewish peoples, God, I wonder why. Why are they always look like just so many problems? Is it because they disobey God so many times? Look like everybody right now in Israel, it's just war and war and war. And I don't understand. I say, is it because they disobeyed God? So, that was his choice of peoples. He brought them out of Egypt for himself, you know, and he put down some strict laws for them. It's because they had lived for 400 years with the Egyptian. They had all kind of problems, you know. And God brought them out, and He said, "Well, these going to be my peoples, and I got to put down some strict laws for them to abide by." But they didn't. They didn't. And I said, that's why He sent His Son for us, because we we are pretty weak when it comes to abiding for what God say. I think about our schools now. God, God's a jealous God. He's a jealous God, and we let some kind of way we let somebody creep in, took out the prayer, can't have the Ten Commandments anywhere. What that And I said, no wonder we having Columbines and shooting and killings in our school, because they said you're supposed to teach your kid at home, but where when a kid go to school, he listen to his teacher. You know, if that teacher say, well, you can't say your prayer, you can't say prayers here. You can't talk about the Ten Commandments in this class. What's what? I thought this was America. I thought we could do that, but we got some judges, Supreme Courts. They supposed to be supreme, but how many times do they add amendments, take away amendments? They're not supreme if you do that. God is supreme. His law, when he wrote them down, they are supreme. They never change. They never change. And I just think that we as Christians, we gotta get busy. You know, we think about our little kids and our grandkids. They can't even mention God's name hardly in school. What? You can talk about evolution. You can talk about that. You know. What, ah, my God, my God. Mm. I like tonight. I said the church should be full. Every time you have church, it should be full. It should be full. I've been slack on that. I've been slack. What's so important? What's so important to you that you can't get to church? What? I want you to tell me what's so important that you can't get to church, that you can't do it. You know what? Why? Why? It's only your life. It's that's all it is. Just your life. Nothing else. Nothing else is that important. You should come to church. And I my dreams now are. I think this church is gonna be full one day. I really do. I really think it's gonna be full. I really do. Because you know, I was reading, and God took Enoch and Elijah away alive, and guess who's coming back? God said, "I'm going to send Elijah before that great and terrible day." He's gonna come back, and hmm, when they were singing that song about God, how great God is, He is great. He's the greatest. He's the greatest. And that's all I got to say tonight. I just want to pray, Lord, bless Glory Christian Center, bless our pastors, bless our members. Let them realize what this means. This is their life, Lord. This is their life. You're offering them life forever and ever. And I just my 76 years, I haven't found anything any better. And it's nothing any better out there. And our kids sometimes they just seem like everything is wrong, but you just got to be patient. You just got to keep telling them who God is and who they can depend on. Sometimes I hear people say, "Lord, I'm friends with my kids." I just don't think you can be friends with your kids. You can be friendly. You can be friendly, but I just think you are the authority figure in the home. They'll find some friends, some good, some bad. You have to be the authority figure. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Amen. Um, man. And you don't know how nervous I am.